hey. Woo-hoo. Hey, friend, hey. Did we just reach 1,000 subscribers, friend? I think we did. All right, y'all. So listen up. Today's video is going to be a celebration because we have officially reached the 1,000 subscribers mark here on the channel. And I'm so excited because this channel has been dedicated to nothing else than us building our new construction home. And never in a million years did I think me documenting this process for my own memories, for me to be able to look back on later, would turn into such a community. So I know I told you guys right before Christmas that you wouldn't see me again with another house update until after New Year's. And that's true. I'm not going to do a house update today, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to celebrate with you all. Such an amazing milestone. And today I'm going to answer some of the questions that I've been getting as far as updated timeline is concerned in the build process. We are officially a couple of months away from closing. We signed our estimated closing date addendum. What was that? Last week. So we are officially in a countdown to getting the keys to our home. And since the foundation has poured, there's been quite a few things that we've learned as far as timeline is concerned. And I know there are so many of you all that are embarking on this journey that are a little bit behind us as far as this journey is concerned. So today I just want to share, and we're going to do an amazing giveaway at the end of the video just to celebrate such an amazing milestone. So thank you for all of your support. And let's hop into today's video. So I've gotten the question quite a bit as far as timeline is concerned, because I have been documenting, no lie, since we signed the contract, going all the way back to the empty lot tour. So we've been in this process for quite some time. And I know that those of you that have built before, you understand what this is like. But if you have just signed a contract or are getting ready to sign a contract, you know, things can be, even though it's really clear, because our builder was really clear, they have a stage list for us and everything. Stage 1 is this, it can still be a little hazy when things are not moving the way you want them to move. So today I'm going to talk with you about what to expect during this whole timeline, all the way up until, you know, things are moving kind of fast with us. There's so many updates, and you'll see those updates in the next video. But all the way up until literally the drywall is in, there's a long wait. Like after you get drywall, stuff starts. But there is a process from signing a contract to getting to that phase that a lot of us, including myself, sometimes you're sitting like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Why is this taking so long? So today I want to kind of set some expectations for you. Now, of course, with every builder, it's different. Some builders have different timelines. We were told when we signed our contract that this would be a 7 to 9 month process. And honestly, it's probably going to turn into like a 10 or 11 month process. We signed our contract April 18th, and we are approximately supposed to close on February 28th. But even talking to the lender yesterday, that there may be an additional delay because we ran out of brick. So, you know, if that puts us into March, that means that's an 11-month process. And during that time, there's so much going on. And it took us 9 months to get to drywall. So let's talk a little bit about what you can expect from the time you sign your contract to the time your drywall gets in, so you understand what's going on. Because I think a part of frustration in this process is not understanding what's happening and a lack of communication in some cases from some of the builders. Our builder has been amazing. They've been very excellent in keeping us in the loop. I'm also very inquisitive, so I ask a lot of questions. My husband asks a lot of questions. So I think the combination of our sales lady just being incredible and us having this type of really inquisitive mindset has helped us during this process. So when you sign your contract, don't look for anything to happen. Don't expect for anything to happen. And I think I did a whole video on what to expect after you sign your contract. I'll link it here and down in the comments as well. But after you sign your contract, there's a few things that are going to happen. Just briefly as an overview, you know, the architect is going to send your house, or the architect is going to finalize all of your options. They're going to send it to their corporate office to get approved to build. Then they're going to send it to your city and county to get approved to get a builder's permit so that they can actually start the build. During that process, there ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing happening. There's nothing going to be happening with your lot. There's nothing going to be happening on the outside. But they are working behind the scenes. And again, I'll link that video down in the comments so you can get some additional details. So once they get approval to build is when they will start to play with your lot. They'll start to grade your lot. And depending on your lot, our lot, our lot was a doozy. If you haven't seen our lot from the beginning, I would highly recommend one of our first videos. I was so excited. It was our empty lot tour. Go check the lot out, because depending on where you are, we're in the hill country in Texas. Depending on where you are, there are some things that you should expect as far as how fast that lot can be cleared. And we chose a lot that has a lot of typography, it's a whole bunch going on, right? Now, our lot is not a huge lot. It's only a little over a quarter of an acre. So it's not a lot of land, but it's what's happening on that land that's going to determine how fast or how slow they can move to get that lot cleared. And depending on your soil, all that good stuff, there's going to be a lot that goes on even during clearing your lot. So we've seen lots in our neighborhoods that are flat get graded, get framed for foundation, and get poured within like a couple of weeks. With us, because of the busyness that was going on with our lot, I think it took them like a month to clear our lot. No lie. And it was getting down in the land, getting down in the rock. When they are grading your lot, they have to bring your foundation to the highest point that's on your lot. And our lot kind of did zoop, boop. So there's a lot that they had to dig through, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. We would drive by every week looking to see, do we have our form boards? And it was a lot. Even once the form boards started to go in, it took them about a month to clear our lot. So if you got a flat piece of land, there's not a whole lot going on. I've seen them move real quick. There's a house that's being built that's the same plan as ours. The only other house in our community that's the same plan as ours in our little subdivision. Their lot was cleared and ready to rock and roll. Boom, it's flat. For us, it took us about a month, which also pushed our process. Now, I don't think that caused any delays because I think they were able to catch up in other areas. But once the lot was cleared, the form boards went in. After you get your form boards, they have to do what's called rough plumbing. So that's where they're going to start to lay the pipes where the plumbing should be. All of this is like draft. So if you're writing a paper, this is like the rough draft. So going off of measurements, going off of how your floor plan is set up, they're going to start laying down plumbing, gas lines, all that good stuff if you've got gas, to get the plumbing estimated in the right area of where it's supposed to be in the house. All of this is done. There's inspections and stuff that are going in. They're filling, I know for us in Texas, they fill it with rock, cover it with this paper to keep the rock. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes on. That process, getting that all together, between them clearing the lot and getting that together, I want to say took about 6 weeks for us. We did do a pre-pour inspection. And what that is we hired our own inspector in addition to all of the inspectors that they had go out. We have had our own inspector at every phase go out to make sure that all of our I's are dotted, our T's are crossed. Our builder has had no issue with it. They've helped us coordinate it. Once they realized that we were going to have our own external inspectors come in, they were like, great, let's get you the date so that your inspector can come out. The construction manager would be there. He's talked directly to the inspector. Like, they've worked well with our inspectors. And our inspector was able to go out, identify some things, small stuff, but identify some things, give it back to the builder. The project manager would take it, fix them up within their timeline, and then still get us poured. So contract to getting approval to build was probably about a month and a half. In that time, you're going to the design center, picking all your stuff, all that good stuff. So that's a month and a half. Once they got approval to build and they started grading the land, I think they started grading in June. They weren't done, so this probably was 2 months because they didn't pour our foundation until I want to say August. Hold tight, I can give you a date. So I might even be telling you a story because foundation was poured 3 months ago. So what are we in December? So they didn't pour our foundation until September 20th. So it was between April 18th and September that week that we got foundation. So April to May, May to June, June to July, July to August, August, September. That's 5 months before we even got foundation. So in that time, again, they were grading, preparing the land. You know, every week we would go by, there'd be small changes, but it took them 5 months from the time we signed our contract to even pour the foundation. All right. So just know that, yeah, you signed your contract, but there's not a lot going on in those first few months, at least nothing to hop up and down about and get excited about. You're going to be excited because this is, if it's new for you, because this is definitely a new process for us, you're going to be excited, but it ain't gonna be nothing to jump up and down about and turn no cartwheels about until that foundation was poured. I think foundation was our first real milestone where we felt like, all right, we're getting somewhere. So 5 months to foundation. Once the foundation was poured, they let the foundation cure for about a week and then they started framing. Framing, I will tell you, has been the fastest part of this process. Outside of now that the drywall is in, stuff is like moving. Every time we go over, there's something else going on. Framing for us took 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So they poured the foundation, let it cure for about a week. The following week, they started putting the framing up. Framing, when they start putting the framing up, that's the wood that's gonna hold your house up, that's your HVAC, all that good stuff. That process took about 2 months. Yep, 2 months. It was from framing, from when framing started. That was September 29th, so that was a week later. And I'm going based off of when I was updating you guys, to pre-drywall meeting. That was a month ago. So that was November 18th. So 2 months. So in that 2 months, they're putting your frame up, they're putting the wood up, they're getting the house weather sealed, they're putting all your HVAC, all your plumbing in, doing all of your electrical work, anything that's going to happen before that drywall goes in. Because once the drywall is in, it's pretty stuff, right? It's cosmetic stuff. But this framing process is the process that they're doing to put the bones of your house together. So it's like underneath the hood of the car. That took us 2 months. So April to foundation, 5 months. Framing, 2 months. We're at 7 months now. Okay. Framing, once they got the frame up, we were then able to do a pre-drywall inspection. We called our inspector out, and this is before they do the insulation and everything. So we called our inspector out. Our inspector went through, did an inspection. He was there for maybe an hour, hour and a half. Talked to our construction manager because we just happened to be there with the construction manager. We were doing a walkthrough with him as well. He was able to get some feedback from the inspector, fix whatever needed to be fixed before they started insulating the house. Insulation might have taken a couple of weeks, 2 at most. And then once insulation got in and they were ready to rock and roll from the pre-drywall meeting, they started putting the drywall in. And they started putting drywall in at the beginning of this month. December, right before December, and we are now drywalled in. When I went by yesterday, There's paint, there's interior trim, we've got interior doors, the cabinets are in, and they are rocking and rolling. Literally every day there's something else going up. Now, the exterior of the home, we have an all brick house except for 2 places on the side where there's paneling, but for the most part, the house is completely brick. No stone, all brick. So we have always said, and I don't know if you've watched any of the videos from before. If you're new here, you got to go back and watch the playlist. I'll leave it linked in the comment section as well. Like, I kept saying, I don't think that's enough brick. Like, this just don't seem like enough brick. And we've had a couple of deliveries on brick. Like when they first broke ground, they delivered brick. Then they brought in some more. But yeah, it's just, it has always felt like it wasn't enough. So once we got to drywall and the cabinets came in, they were able to give us an estimated close date. And that date is February 28th, considering all things go well. Now, and we'll talk about this in the update video, but just so you know, brick can slow you down, because we reached out to our lender because we couldn't lock our rates until we were 60 days out. We reached out to our lender reached out to our project manager, and they were like, hey, no, we're not going to guarantee that lock yet because we ran out of brick. So we're now at a place, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in our next update video. I'll have more information as early as next week. But we're now at a place where we out of brick. So they've got to order more brick, get more brick in, and then they'll know when they'll be able to finish bricking the house. But in the meantime, between time, they've went in, they've got garage doors. Like, it's a lot since the last time we've talked that has happened. I cannot wait to walk you through that process. But just from signing our contract to getting to this place where they're starting to put the finishes and make the house cosmetically appealing, 9 months. 9 months. April, May, May to June, June to July, July to August, August, September, September, October, October, November, November, December. Yeah, 9 months. 8 months. 8 months. Going into January, 9 months. So that is what you can expect. And that's with our builder. And again, this might be different depending on the size of your home. Our house is about 4,300 square feet. It's 2 stories. So I know that some homes that are a little smaller than that can move a little faster. But just know that there is so much going on in between. And it hasn't felt like 9 months. It felt like a long time before we got to foundation. But after the foundation poured stuff, it didn't feel like we were ever down, right? That we always felt like something was going on. But that first 5 months felt like we were like, what is going on? Like, why did we sign the paperwork? What's happening? What's happening? And that is what is happening. So now we're at a place where the house is starting to look like a house. You know, the cosmetic things are happening. We're starting to see the fixtures that we picked way back at the beginning of May. We're starting to see that come to life. In between that time, you know, we've had to replace the countertops that we originally chose because of supply issues. So yeah, that's the timeline so far, updated. And once we close, we'll go back and give you an updated timeline after, you know, drywall comes in. But yeah, that's what you can expect from a builder that's building like semi-custom, where you have a lot of things that you can choose. That's what's been our process. So I hope that answers your questions. I know I've gotten that quite a bit, and I know some of you all came in kind of at the middle of the process, so you were having trouble kind of keeping up with the timeline. So that's the timeline. So now, instead of you seeing like week 20 in construction, you'll start to see me say, okay, we're at week 7 till closing. You know, 7 more weeks till closing. So we're going to start counting backwards to get us to that closing date. So yeah, so that's the timeline. Woo! All right, so now that we've discussed the timeline, let's get into this giveaway because you guys are amazing. So in celebration of 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to do a giveaway to one of my favorite stores. So what you see now aesthetically is going to be completely different when we get into the house. I have more of a organic, and it's not like restoration hardware, so I don't want you to think that, although I do like some of their furniture. It's not that vibe. I have more of a, there's these girls out in Arizona that do like desert luxe, where it's organic, but it's real luxe. Marbles, stones, wood, that's my vibe. I have been dying to get to a place where I could design to my aesthetic vibe, because I've always felt like we were in transition, right? When we bought the house that we just sold, when we came to San Antonio, we used old furniture. I just kind of built on what was already here, and it's taken me a little while to evolve. This is beautiful and I still like it, but it is completely different than what you will see in our new house. So I wanted to do something for those of you all that have a similar aesthetic or just like to shop at these types of stores but wouldn't ordinarily do it because they're kind of pricey. So in celebration of getting to 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to do a $250 gift card, and I want to I'll let you choose. So lighting is something that is on my list of like, I gotta have it. So the places where I'm looking for lighting are on Etsy. I've been on Rejuvenation. I found a couple of pendants there and a chandelier for my bathroom that I am absolutely in love with. But Etsy, Rejuvenation, or West Elm. So I'll let you choose where you want the gift card to come from. But in order to qualify for the gift card, you're going to have to, of course, be subscribed to this channel. I do want you to head over to my Instagram and follow me on Instagram. And then once you've done that, I want you to come back to this post and just type in #giveaway in the comments. That's it. #giveaway in the comments. So you got to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So follow me over on the Instagram and then come back and type in #giveaway, and we'll do a random selection just like we did before when we were doing our holiday giveaways. And whoever wins, I'll let you choose where you want your gift card from. So you can either do Rejuvenation, West Elm, or Etsy. Those are the three options that you have. $250 just because we've reached 1,000 subscribers. I'm really excited and really grateful to you guys. And I want to celebrate and give to you all because you've been so kind in giving to us. So that's today's video. I cannot wait to get to the house and go do some house updates because we got a crap ton to talk about the next time we see each other. There's been financing conversations and closing dates and just stuff happening at the house. So there's a lot to catch up on in the next video, but thank you so much for being so supportive of this channel, being such an amazing community, all of the Instagram DMs. I know it takes me a little while to get to them sometimes, but I read them, I try to answer them. I love your questions, so please feel free to ask them. This has really turned into something that I am in love with. I can't wait till we get to a place where we can actually decorate the house because I've got so many ideas. But for now, thanks for 1,000. And I will see you in the next home update. Bye for now.